welcome everyone. I'm Dwayne.
I'm Tom.
And this is
Our Recovery Life.
So first and foremost, thank everyone. Shout outs. Thank you all for the likes, the comments, the subscribing, and welcome all the Our Recovery Life Facebook members. All the topics, all of that has been really
Good turnout.
Good turnout. It's pretty awesome. Topic tonight.
The topic tonight is life on life's terms, and that was sent in by Melinda.
So thank you, Melinda.
So, life on life's terms. Boy, that was a tough one for me when I first got into recovery. Because everything that came at me was just huge.
Yeah.
You know, car broke down, end of the world. Everything. Every little thing seemed like such a big deal. And at first when I got clean, I was kind of riding I just got clean high, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't quite as bad. But once that started to wear off and then the life on life's terms started to come in, I really struggled for quite a while. Really bad anxiety, get angry real easily, frustrated, you know, do that whole like, oh, I can't do anything right. I'm never gonna get this figured out, and
All or nothing.
all or nothing. Yeah, so that's kind of how it started. Now, after a lot of work, this did not happen overnight. I had to, I had to work pretty hard on that subject. What I do now is I try and stop for a second and just think about what's going on and try and narrow it down to exactly what's happening now, instead of thinking back of what has happened or why I don't deserve this or everything keeps happening bad, so why not this? And look ahead to, you know, scared this is going to happen, scared that's going to happen. I try not to do that, and I try and just focus on what's going on right now. That way you don't have all that other noise going on, and you can think about what's going on, make choices about what you want to do, and keep calm. Now, with that being said, that's not what it looks like every time. There's a lot of times where I still get frustrated, but instead of being mad for days, you know, I've got it down to, you know, an hour, or sometimes I'll catch myself and I can, you know, not have to go through that at all.
Those are wins.
Yeah, those are big wins, especially since, you know, I've had so much problems with that. So, how about you? What does it look like for you to life on life's terms now?
I think for me, early on, life on life's terms meant, you know, I needed a pat on the back for just about everything. Getting up and actually making it to work. You know, I remember just doing normal things. It seemed like huge ordeals, paying bills, get a bunch of bills and just be like, man, this is, everything was so overwhelming, and just going through what normal people do daily just seemed like a huge deal for me. And you throw one curveball in the mix and just mountain out of molehills. You were talking about staying in and out. I would milk a bad moment into you know, a bad week, and just that spiral of why me, you know, all the things that come along with that. You know, for me, the reservation train, meaning like, you know, I can do life on life's terms, but if something happens to one of my kids, or if this would happen or that would happen. So I had a bunch of reservations, like I can do life on life's terms, comma. Until, you know, and so I opened up, and this is my first recovery, mind you, attempted it. I had a ton of reservations of all the things I would do that would wreck my recovery. Like, I can be on track, but if this happens, the but, just anything. And so I really had a ton of those versus this time around, you know, like we're talking in the previous episode, the complacency and things like that. My reservations now, I think, because going to the same meeting and getting relationships with some amazing people, I've watched them go through real life on life terms. You know, death of family members, some really tragic stuff, losing jobs, you know, filing all this stuff that, you know, we used to link with what would happen out there, you know, when we're using, happened to them in recovery. And and they get through it clean, and so I was like, whoa, and there's plenty of times where I thought if that happened to me, I would catch myself and be like, whoa, that's a reservation. No.
Right.
I can stay clean no matter what. It just stay in the moment and don't milk it, because that's a big one for me. I'll milk, used to. Now I'm getting much, much better. Just having a bad moment versus a bad day and letting it just snowball.
Right.
When it comes to life on life's terms, like how can you help? Any tips or anything like that of how to get through that?
I know it's a cliche, but this too shall pass. And
love when people tell me that.
Boy, did I not like that one when I first got. Oh, it's gonna pass. Well,
you don't
know
understand.
Yeah.
I'm going through
this, and it's different.
I'm unique.
I don't know if you've ever gone through this, but
Yeah.
This is a really big deal for me. And it will. It'll pass. Just don't use. And just remember that it's probably not going to kill you. Your car broke down. You're not going to die.
No.
It may seem like you're going to die.
Feel that way.
Because, you don't have any money to fix your car, and once you get your car fixed, then now you can't afford the ridiculous amount of insurance you have to pay because things that happen to you, the snowball.
Yeah.
But the thing is if you don't tackle those now, you're going to have to tackle them sometime. It's my biggest piece of advice would be to just remember it's not going to kill you. And it will pass, as horrible as that sounds when you're in that moment.
Yeah.
But just don't give up. Ask for help. Reach out.
Use your support system.
Use your support system.
How huge is that?
It's huge. And, there's... No matter what you're going through, I guarantee you somebody's been there before.
I think for me, that's why it's so important to go to my meeting, my support system, and say, this is what's going on in my head. This is what is catastrophic, and so many times, and I mean so many times, well, let me just say this, every time, and someone says, I've been through something similar, you know how I got through it? And a lot of times I find out that my addict inside really doesn't want the answer; just wants to stay in the pity potty.
The funk. Yep.
Yeah, stay in the funk, and that's where I have to do that separation of stay in the moment. Reach out, talk to people with some clean time, some healthy people, supportive people around me, and that doesn't mean the people that are going to co-sign my BS,
right.
Because we always, I used to, early recovery, I found myself going to those people like, hey, co-sign this for me.
They're going to have the answer I want, so I'm going to go there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where healthy recovery, I think, is putting yourself around really good people. Like you happen to be that, for me, my sponsor, a few other really close people to me, that there's no co-signing. It's like, you got to look at this. Like,
right.
Your bills are piling up and you're going on vacations. Like, what's up with that? You know? Oh, I have to pay those?
Sometimes.
So stay in the moment as far as just don't make it bigger than it really is. We said it a couple times, build mountains out of molehills. Don't do that. Another thing is really the ultimate goal is life on life's terms. Stay clean today.
Yep.
That's literally all we have to do sometimes. That's moment by moment, going online, going to a website, recovery website, and saying, hey, I'm struggling, or whatever that looks like. This is what I'm dealing with, and it's overwhelming. Sometimes just typing or saying it really makes that, you hear your voice saying, that's not,
Right.
So that helps out, the ultimate goal, stay clean today.
Journal. Pick up the phone.
Whatever
it takes.
And
really.
that's kind of the ultimate goal. And a lot of times, I'll help someone else out. As soon as I start helping someone else out, holy cow, or open my ears and see that there's a lot of people that got a lot worse than, me, my car breaking down, my alternator getting bad. That's small relative to what a lot of people are going through.
Right.
And on that note, the like, share, subscribe, all of that, we really thank you for all the topics on the Facebook, Our Recovery Life. We've had a lot of feedback with...
Right, and we appreciate it.
100%. And on that note, fight the good fight.
And keep it clean.